we're going to talk about timing chains, sets, gears, belts. We're going to tell you, I'm going to go through one by one from stock all the way up to the top of the line and give you the information you need to make an educated decision about which way you want to go with your timing system. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is stock timing sets. And we're talking about generally for generation 1, small block, big block Chevys, Dodge, Fords, whatever it is. Everything before computers, okay? So if you have anything from the 50s, 60s, 70s, this is for you, all right? So stock timing sets were designed to be quiet, not to be really precise, not to be long-lasting, they were designed to be quiet because a timing chain, systems, gears, whatever, they can be noisy. They can, right? So I don't know if you guys have ever pulled an old engine apart, but the 60s stuff and some of the 70s stuff, like the timing sets came out with plastic gears on them to cut down the noise. And we'd pull these engines apart and find little chunks of plastic in the bottom of the oil pan by the pickup, which is the timing, the plastic covers on the timing gear sprocket to reduce the noise level of the chain. Okay, which if you've ever pulled an old one apart, an older one, you can take that chain, you can mash it together, almost touch them together between the big gear and the small gear on the bottom. There'll be that much slack because when those plastic pieces fell off, everything got sloppy. Okay, so it's always going to be that way with the production. They don't, unless it's specifically made for performance. If it's a standard driver's passenger car, whatever it was, they designed them to be quiet and enjoyable to drive without any issues. Not really longevity or performance. Okay. Now, my favorite these days for engines like this, including this engine, is double roller timing chains. Okay, now double rollers don't have any plastic involved, and they have 2 sets of gears on 1 sprocket, okay, which cuts down on the amount of stretch. All chains are going to stretch over time. If it's a chain timing system, doesn't matter if it's new stuff or old stuff, a chain timing system is going to stretch over time. But for my use, which is reliable street, hot street, street strip, I'm going to run a dual roller timing chain because I've not ever really had a lot of bad effects from the dual roller. It's always held up, and it's more stable for valve timing, cam timing, than just a stock replacement. Okay. Would you like to be part of something special? Uncle Buck's Garage now has memberships, and that's a open opportunity to be behind the scenes, to get information nobody else gets to see, to see things, possibly get to see things before anybody else sees them, things like that. If you would like that opportunity, there's a link down below for the memberships for Uncle Buck's Garage. Please sign up. They still make stock replacements. They're economical, but if you're going to push it a little bit, besides, just a daily driver, going to get groceries, for the wife, you're going to need to step up your game. Okay. So by doing that, it just makes everything tighter, makes everything more precise. There's less deflection, but there are more harmonics because you are metal to metal, metal on gear, so it can be a little bit noisy. Okay. If you're really listening for it. All right. But for me, my choice day to day, it's going to be a double roller timing chain. Hey, if you're here and you're watching, smash that like button. Now, a step above that is a gear drive. Now, gear drives, sometimes you have to modify the block, take a grinder to the block a little bit to get them to fit. But a gear drive is metal top, 2 small metal, what do they call it? Idle gears, and then the bottom gear on the crank. Okay. And they are very precise. They are very strong. They don't deflect. They tend to not wear. but they're noisy. Back in the day, I had a guy that I used to help do dirt track cars and engines, and he preferred gear drives because they were as tough as nails, and you basically couldn't break them. Okay, you couldn't stretch them. You know, your valve timing was on point all the time, but they were noisy. Okay, they're annoyingly noisy. Okay, they can be. And like I said, sometimes you have to modify the block. You have to do a little bit of work inside that pan to get it to fit right. But when you set degree timing on it, it's set. And it's not going to give. It's not going to flex. It's not going to do nothing. There's a lot of modern vehicles that are, especially the diesels, are going to gear drives, or on using gear drives. They'll shear pins, crank snout pins, and things like that. They'll shear the metal slugs that keeps everything aligned. Besides braking, that's how well they're done. Now they're pricier, a lot pricier than, say, like a double roller. There's more machining involved. There's more metallic. Plus, there's also more weight. But the harmonics, you're going to feel it because there's no dampening involved. There's no in between. There's no chain in between the gears. The gears are together all the time, no matter what. You're gonna feel it in your butt, and you're gonna hear it in your ear. All right, but for plug and play, they are about the best on the market. Okay, but that's way above what I need it for when you're talking about high RPMs, things like that. Now, the best on the market is going to be a belt drive timing system like JEGS brand. I mean, and JEGS is still family owned and family made and everything. Now, the belt drive systems have a lot of pluses, not very many minuses, except for price, because a belt drive system just for cam timing is pricey. It is expensive. Okay, we'll just get that right off the bat. That's good. The top of the line is going to cost you the top money. Okay, but what it gives you is ultimate, without taking anything apart, at the drag strip, valve timing adjustment. Right there on the spot. It's open face. You can see it turning as the engine's running. You ain't got to worry about oiling it. Okay. And because it's a rubber belt drive, there's no harmonic transfer between the crankshaft and the camshaft and all that. It's all separated. Like a shock absorber or like a rubber frame mount on an engine. You know, if you've ever run like solid body mounts or motor mounts, you can feel it. You can feel every twist and turn that engine does. It's the same process on a timing system. So it's the rubber timing, and like I said, they're cogged, and they have the ultimate. I mean, you can adjust on the fly at the track and make amazing things happen, but you're gonna pay for it, and they're especially necessary if you're going high RPMs. If you're going anything past I would say 5,500 RPM, 6,000 RPMs. If you're going anything above that on a regular, like every weekend beating on it, they're the only way to go. They're the only way to go because they are just such a good product. I've never had the need to run one. I've been in the pits long enough to have friends that's run them and can't speak better about them. Then that's the only way to go. If you're going to push RPMs on a big block, small block, whatever it is, whatever they have systems to fit in, if you have the pocketbook for it and you need that ultimate adjustability to get that last little bit out at, say, 8,500 RPMs, it's the way to go. It's definitely the way to go. Okay. So there's your parameters. I hope this helped give you the information you need to build your ride how you ever want to be built, to have it act like you want to act and have it sound like you want to sound. Okay. So if you're still here, like, share, subscribe, smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. So if you want to see my best little video ever made, right here. If you want to see the one that they say is best for you, is right there. Y'all be good.